What if the most expensive building you will never see is sitting right under a satellite's nose? I'm not talking about the jets, we already know those can vanish from radar. I'm talking about the hangars built to hide them. These aren't just big garages. Some of these structures cost more per square foot than a Manhattan penthouse, yet they're designed to look like absolutely nothing. They have no heat spike, no straight lines that scream military base, and certainly no radar return. Just a subtle, almost imperceptible hole in the desert that happens to breathe. Stick around because today we are walking into the invisible garages that keep billion-dollar ghosts alive. We're going to pull back the curtain on the engineering marvels, the security nightmares, and the human sacrifices that go into making these incredibly secretive homes for our most advanced aircraft. Why normal hangars don't cut it, a regular fighter shelter is pretty straightforward. Just a metal box with big doors. That works fine for an F-16. Honestly, it's basically a flying antenna anyway, designed to project its presence. But stealth aircraft? They're the complete opposite. They're flying anti-antennas. Their entire existence is about not being seen. Every single panel on a stealth jet is painstakingly tuned to kill a radar reflection, absorbing or deflecting those electromagnetic waves away from the source. Every seam, every tiny gap is filled with specialized radar-absorbent material, RAM, that ironically absolutely hates humidity. Even the aircraft's skin itself is so delicate, it can be damaged by something as simple as a careless wrench, let alone the elements. So imagine parking one of these incredibly sensitive, multi-billion-dollar machines inside a conventional hangar. What have you just done? You've essentially given the enemy a giant, $2 billion target signature that shows up loud and clear on even commercial radar. It's like putting a neon sign on your secret weapon. That just won't do. So the Air Force had to go back to the drawing board. They asked for a building that is as sneaky, as elusive as the plane it protects. The answer isn't a bigger box. It often looks more like a natural set of dunes, a nondescript hill, or just flat, empty desert than an actual building. The challenge isn't just about hiding from radar either. These aircraft are designed to minimize their infrared signature, their acoustic signature, and even their visual footprint. A normal hangar, with its vast metal roof, its temperature fluctuations, and its standard lighting, would leak all sorts of detectable data. Think about it. A massive heat signature from an uninsulated roof, straight lines that stand out in any landscape, and even electromagnetic emissions from internal systems. All of that is a beacon to modern intelligence gathering. That's why these aren't just hangars. They're environmental cocoons, designed to extend the aircraft's stealth properties even when it's grounded. We're talking about structures that are themselves a critical component of the stealth system, an extension of the aircraft's low observability. Birth of the invisible barn. To truly understand this, we have to roll back the clock to 1977. The Cold War was still very much a thing, and the first Have-Blue prototype, a precursor to the F-117 Nighthawk, was wobbling its way over the desolate Nevada desert. Lockheed test pilots, with their characteristic wit, dubbed it the Wobbly Goblin. But the Pentagon, they called it the future. This angular, almost alien-looking aircraft promised to revolutionize aerial warfare by being virtually invisible to Soviet radar. Problem: where in the world do you park a plane whose very existence is a classified secret? You can't just stick it in a standard hangar, not when Soviet satellites were overflying Groom Lake every 90 minutes, snapping pictures that, even with their limited resolution back then, could easily spot an obvious military structure. The stakes were incredibly high. Any sign of this groundbreaking technology would give the Soviets a massive intelligence advantage, allowing them to develop countermeasures. So, the brilliant minds behind this project came up with ingenious solutions. They didn't just build a hangar. They sculpted the landscape. Engineers buried the structure partway underground, using the earth itself as a natural shield. They angled the walls not for aesthetics, but to scatter any stray radar waves that might hit them, much like the facets on the aircraft itself. And the roof? It wasn't just a roof. It was coated with the same ferrite tiles and radar-absorbent materials used on the aircraft, turning it into another layer of stealth. When the satellite photos came back, all they showed was a jagged shadow that looked exactly like natural bedrock, an unremarkable feature in an already unremarkable landscape. This trick worked so incredibly well that the same playbook, refined and advanced, is still used today. We see its principles applied in the facilities for the B-21 Raider at Plant 42 and the highly secretive RQ-180 shelters at Area 51. These facilities aren't just buildings. They're active participants in the deception, silent sentinels guarding secrets that could change the balance of global power. They're a testament to the fact that sometimes the most sophisticated technology requires the simplest, most elegant solution, making it look like it's not even there. It was a paradigm shift in military construction, recognizing that the battle for air superiority begins long before a plane ever takes off, right there on the ground, in the very shelters that house them. Anatomy of a ghost garage. All right, let's really zoom in. Picture a hardened aircraft shelter, those robust, blast-resistant bunkers you might have seen in old war movies. Then twist it, upgrade it, and infuse it with a healthy dose of paranoia. That's getting closer to a ghost garage. These aren't just reinforced. They're fortresses masquerading as dirt. The walls? We're talking 10-foot thick reinforced concrete, often wrapped in a sophisticated steel lattice that's not just for strength, but designed to bend and dissipate radar waves like a funhouse mirror. These structures are built to withstand direct hits from conventional munitions, protecting their invaluable contents from anything short of a bunker-busting nuclear strike. And the hangar doors? They're not your typical roll-ups. These behemoths can weigh 40 tons apiece, sometimes even more. But they move on hydraulic tracks so smooth and precise you could literally balance a coin on the top edge while they close. This precision isn't just for show. It's vital for maintaining the environmental seal and preventing any unwanted radar leakage. They're also often blast-resistant, designed to protect against nearby explosions. Inside, it's a world unto itself. The climate control isn't just about comfort. It's mission-critical. The temperature never drifts more than 2 degrees Celsius, and the humidity is rigorously locked below 45%. Why such strict conditions? Because the RAM, that radar-absorbent material coating the aircraft, is incredibly sensitive. Too much humidity and it starts to swell, crack, and degrade, compromising the aircraft's stealth properties. It's a constant, delicate balance to maintain the integrity of those expensive, specialized coatings. Fire suppression isn't a simple sprinkler system either. It's a twin-agent approach, mist and foam. Why? Because plain water would ruin those sensitive RAM coatings and sophisticated electronics. Every light fixture, every power outlet is shielded to kill electromagnetic leakage, ensuring the hangar itself doesn't become a detectable source of radio frequency emissions. And Wi-Fi? It's literally banned. Technicians move sensitive data via fiber optic cables, ensuring the entire hangar remains absolutely radio silent. No wireless signals in or out, no digital fingerprints left behind. Oh, and that roof we talked about, it's not just concrete and RAM. It's often strategically planted with local shrubs, irrigated by gray water so from above it blends seamlessly into the sagebrush or natural terrain surrounding the base. It's camouflage taken to the extreme, an architectural illusion designed to fool not just the human eye, but the most advanced surveillance technology on Earth. These hangars are not merely shelters. They are integral parts of the stealth system, a testament to an unwavering commitment to invisibility, even when the aircraft is safely tucked away. Daily dance of the invisible crew. So, you've got this incredible invisible aircraft nestled in its ghost garage, but keeping it that way, that's where the real unsung heroes come in. A stealth bomber, like the B-2 Spirit, needs an astonishing amount of care. Roughly 40 hours of maintenance for every single hour it flies. Compare that to a conventional bomber, which might need 60 hours or less for the same flight time. It's a staggering disparity, a testament to the fragility of cutting-edge stealth. And most of that painstaking work happens between midnight and dawn, precisely when commercial satellites are theoretically blind, minimizing any chance of detection. The process begins with the aircraft itself. Crews don't just tow it in. They roll the jet onto a massive turntable sunk into the floor. This eliminates the need for tow vehicles, reducing the number of personnel and equipment moving around the sensitive aircraft and leaving fewer footprints on the pristine concrete. It's about minimizing movement, minimizing signatures, then the real work begins. Technicians, often wearing cotton gloves to prevent contamination or damage, inspect every square inch of every panel. They use specialized millimeter wave scanners, not just their eyes, searching for microscopic pinholes, hairline, cracks, or any anomaly in the delicate radar-absorbent coatings. If they find one, and they always do given the sheer complexity and sensitivity of these materials, they don't just patch it. They meticulously sand down the affected area, refill it with a specialized ram paste, bake it precisely with portable infrared lamps to cure it, and then rescan to ensure perfection. This isn't quick. It's an art form. The entire process is so precise, so demanding, that the Air Force sometimes compares it to restoring a Renaissance painting, except in this case, the varnish that ram paste costs about $60,000 a pint. Meanwhile, in an adjacent bay, separated by a massive, sliding blast wall, weapons loaders are carefully bolting J-dams, joint direct attack munitions, or other ordnance onto their racks. The bombs and the aircraft never share the same airspace until the absolute last minute before a mission. This compartmentalization is a crucial security measure, minimizing risk and ensuring that the aircraft's sensitive stealth surfaces aren't compromised by the presence of explosive materials or the work associated with them. It's a finely choreographed ballet of precision, secrecy, and relentless attention to detail, all performed under the cloak of darkness to keep the world's most advanced aircraft ready to strike. It's a constant, demanding dance to preserve the illusion of invisibility. Security onion, not security fence. Getting inside one of these hangars isn't like walking through a typical security gate. It's like trying to crack an onion made of armored glass with layer upon layer of increasingly stringent checks. First, you need a badge, of course, but it's not just any badge. It's embedded with RFID technology and linked to a live fingerprint scan. Your identity isn't just verified. It's authenticated in real time. Then you're not just walking through a door. You step into what's known as a man trap, a small secure vestibule where you're held between two doors. Here, high-resolution cameras perform an iris scan and compare your face to an authorized list that's updated not just daily, but sometimes hourly. It's a biometric gauntlet designed to detect even the slightest discrepancy. But let's assume you pass this intricate dance. You're not home free. Outside the hangar itself, you still face a labyrinth of defenses. Motion sensors are buried discreetly in the taxiways and runways, detecting any unauthorized movement. A dedicated patrol road circles the facility, constantly monitored by thermal cameras that can pick up a heat signature from miles away, day or night. And the hangar doesn't just sit on a base. It sits inside a larger restricted zone, whose boundaries are meticulously scrubbed from all public satellite images. You won't find it on Google Earth, not really. The level of compartmentalization extends to every single support service. Even the fire department, in the event of an alarm, needs a classified clearance to respond. They don't roll in with bright red, easily identifiable fire engines. Instead, they arrive in unmarked trucks, blending into the civilian fleet, ensuring that even an emergency response doesn't inadvertently reveal classified assets to a curious satellite or an observant adversary. It's an obsessive, all-encompassing approach to security, designed to protect not just the aircraft, but the very knowledge of its presence. It's a silent, unseen battle waged 24/7 against anyone trying to pierce the veil of secrecy. Price tag nobody talks about. When we talk about stealth, we often focus on the jets themselves, but the truth is, the infrastructure to support them is just as mind-bogglingly expensive. Take the B-2 program, for instance. Only 21 of those magnificent airframes were ever delivered. Each and every one of them lives inside a dedicated hangar, a custom-built environment meticulously crafted to preserve its low observable characteristics. These aren't cheap sheds. Each B-2 hangar cost roughly $140 million to build. Do the math. That's nearly $3 billion in garages alone, which, when adjusted for inflation, is more than the entire Apollo lunar module budget in today's money. It's an astronomical sum for buildings that are, by design, meant to be ignored. And the B-21 Raider, the Air Force's newest stealth bomber? The Air Force is understandably tight-lipped about specifics, but congressional budget notes hint at hangars costing upwards of $200 million apiece. Why the increase? Because these aren't just shelters anymore. They're doubling as sophisticated communication hubs, fortified and shielded against electromagnetic pulse, EMP attacks. They're designed not just to hide the plane, but to ensure it can operate and communicate even in the most extreme, contested environments. This means integrating advanced shielding, redundant power systems, and secure data networks directly into the very fabric of the building. So, when people claim stealth is expensive, Remember, you're not just buying a jet. You're buying an entire ecosystem of invisibility. You're investing in an invisible town, a clandestine infrastructure that ensures these billion-dollar ghosts can operate effectively and remain hidden from prying eyes. It's a layered investment, where the cost of the aircraft is often dwarfed by the total system cost required to bring it to operational readiness and keep it there. It's a stark reminder that true stealth isn't just a design philosophy for an aircraft. It's an all-encompassing commitment to an entire operational paradigm, from the airframe down to the very ground it rests upon. If you're getting value out of this deep dive into the shadowy world of stealth hangars, hit that like button. It tells the algorithm that other people need to see this incredible, often overlooked side of military technology too. And hey, if you want more stories that scratch beneath the tarmac, that explore the hidden gears of national security, then subscribe and stick around. Next week, we're looking at the secret railroad that moves nuclear weapons across America. You won't want to miss it. Future hangars that build themselves. The future of warfare demands speed and adaptability. Forward bases, particularly in contested regions, simply can't wait 18 months for concrete to cure and complex structures to be built. The answer might lie in a revolutionary concept: fold-out hangars. Imagine structures made of advanced carbon fiber composite panels, stuffed with phase change gels that help regulate temperature. You could airlift these entire units on a C-17 transport plane, deploy them to a remote, austere location, inflate the internal skeleton with nitrogen, and in a mere 48 hours, you'd have a climate-controlled cave that not only shelters an aircraft, but scatters radar like a smashed mirror. This isn't just sci-fi. These are real concepts being developed. Think about the implications. Rapid deployment to temporary operating locations, reducing the footprint and visibility of a permanent base. These temporary shelters would also incorporate autonomous robots that crawl the aircraft's skin every hour, tirelessly inspecting and repairing any minor damage to the RAM with laser-sintered patches. This kind of automation could cut maintenance man-hours by a staggering 70%, drastically improving operational readiness and reducing the human footprint in dangerous environments. The Air Force actually tested one of these next-gen hangars last year at a classified desert site. The only reason we even know about it? A thermal anomaly. A slight heat signature showed up on a weather satellite for a fleeting 6 minutes. Just enough time to hint at the existence of technology that's pushing the boundaries of rapid deployment and concealment. These self-building, self-maintaining hangars represent the ultimate evolution of the ghost garage. Not just invisible, but ephemeral, capable of appearing and disappearing with unprecedented speed, further complicating an adversary's ability to locate and target high-value assets. It's about making infrastructure as agile as the aircraft it protects. Human side of the secret. Living and working on a stealth base, especially one that houses these invisible giants, is, to put it mildly, weird. It's a world apart, governed by secrecy and operational security that permeates every aspect of daily life. Cell phones, confiscated at the gate. You can't risk a stray signal, a geotagged photo, or an accidental leak of information. Forget using credit cards or cash. You pay for snacks and incidentals with a script card, a kind of internal currency because cash is traceable, and every transaction is a potential data point. The personal toll can be immense. Married couples often work opposite shifts, a common military practice, but on these bases, it means one parent can always be home with the kids, yet neither can tell the other what they actually did all night. The "how was your day, dear?" conversation is replaced by an unspoken understanding of classified silence. It strains relationships, creating a unique kind of isolation, even within families. Kids attend public school off base, trying to live a normal life. But their artwork? It never shows daddy's or mommy's airplane. Art teachers at schools near these facilities receive special briefings on operational security, subtly guiding children away from drawing anything that might accidentally reveal a classified asset. It's a quiet, pervasive censorship, protecting secrets from innocent eyes. And then there's the more somber side. Every year, a few airmen, contractors, or intelligence professionals simply disappear from the roster. There's no public funeral, no official announcement, just a star carved into a quiet hallway wall, a silent tribute to someone who gave their life in the service of secrets. The hangar, in its relentless pursuit of invisibility, keeps its secrets, but it also, in a profound and often heartbreaking way, keeps the people inside, bound by an oath and a mission that few outsiders will ever understand. It's a life lived in the shadows, where the normal rhythms of society are replaced by the demands of national security, and the human cost, while rarely spoken of, is very real. Cat and mat game. It's a never-ending game of cat and mouse, or more accurately, cat and mat, where the mat is the radar-absorbent material and the cat is an ever more perceptive satellite. Satellites get sharper, more sophisticated every single year. In 1990, a single pixel on a commercial satellite image covered about 30 meters. You could see a building maybe, but certainly not details. Today, commercial birds resolve down to 30 centimeters, sometimes even less. That's enough to identify a specific type of car, or even a person if they're standing still. This exponential leap in resolution means the old tricks of concealment aren't enough. So engineers are constantly countering, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. The next generation of hangars might feature adaptive camouflage, panels that can shift color and texture like an octopus, blending perfectly into the surrounding environment, powered by flexible solar film. Imagine a hangar roof that changes its appearance throughout the day, mimicking the shadows and light of the natural landscape. But the real game changer could be active cancellation. This involves tiny antennas built directly into the hangar's roof and exterior that broadcast a mirror image of any incoming radar return, effectively erasing the hangar's ghost from the radar screen. It's like noise-canceling headphones for radar waves. The risk, though, is enormous. Broadcast too loud or with the wrong frequency and you don't just erase your signature. You create a beacon, a massive flashing target for anyone scanning the skies. It's an electronic chess match played 24/7, hundreds of miles above the desert floor, where every move is calculated and every counter move is anticipated. The stakes are nothing less than the continued viability of stealth itself. What it all means. So what does all this obsession with hidden hangars and invisible aircraft truly mean for global power dynamics? Stealth aircraft dominate modern war games not just because they are inherently hard to see, but because they can live in hangars that are, for all intents and purposes, impossible to target. That combination, a ghost plane protected by a ghost garage, lets Washington park strategic deterrence in allied countries without ever having to admit the base exists. It's power projection by omission. This capability compresses decision loops. An adversary can't blow up what it can't find on a map, and if they can't find it, they can't plan to neutralize it. This creates a psychological advantage, forcing potential adversaries to operate with a constant, nagging uncertainty about where and when these assets might appear. It quietly signals an undeniable commitment. We are here. You just don't know where here is. This ambiguity is a powerful deterrent in itself, a silent threat that forces caution and reevaluation. Every time a B-2 Spirit or soon a B-21 Raider roars out of an invisible barn, the balance of power tilts a degree or two without a single shot ever being fired. It's a demonstration of capability and reach that reshapes geopolitical calculations. These hidden hangars are more than just buildings. They are strategic assets, enabling a level of global reach and surprise that was unimaginable just a few decades ago. They are the silent enablers of a new era of air power, ensuring that even the most advanced threats can be met with an unseen response. So next time you scroll across the vast, seemingly empty stretches of the Nevada desert on a map and see nothing but sand and scrub, remember what might be lurking beneath the surface. You could be staring at the most expensive, most technologically advanced real estate on Earth, an empty rectangle, a subtle shadow, or a patch of natural-looking terrain that's actually hiding a flying wing, capable of striking anywhere on the globe in 30 hours. The age of the hidden hangar is far from over. It's just getting exponentially better at pretending to be dirt or a hill, or just another unremarkable part of the landscape. As long as nations want weapons that can arrive unannounced, that can project power without revealing their hand, engineers will keep pushing the boundaries, building garages that erase themselves from view, ensuring that the ghosts of the sky always have a place to call home utterly unseen. The future, it seems, is still very much about what you don't see.